Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to build a school network in Cisco Packet Tracer. We'll cover VLAN creation, inter-VLAN routing, and DHCP configuration on the router. Alright, so here's kind of how this network's going to work. This is going to be split up into a few different videos. Also, I will start off with the router and switch. Configuration files will be uploaded on the GitHub with the link in the description. Each video will have updated configuration files in there. Alright, so at the end goal of this network is going to be kind of like a school network. Now we're going to have 4 different VLANs, one for guests, one for teachers, one for students, and one for IT/admin use. In each VLAN, we're going to want to have, a PC switch, maybe a VoIP phone. Probably not for the guests. We'll probably just do a wireless access points. So yeah, for now though, each VLAN is just going to have a PC and a printer, just for demonstration purposes. Alright, so to start, we're going to start out with a router here. We're going to grab a Cisco 2911 router and put it in here. So this does have 3 gigabit Ethernet ports on it. So we're going to go ahead and assume gigabit Ethernet 00 is the backhaul or your ISP provider coming in, and then we're going to use gigabit Ethernet 01 for our connection to our switch. Alright, so we'll move over to our CLI here. And then to start, we will just start with some general router configuration, like our password, console access, routers, name, and such. So to start, we'll do enable. Alright, and then we'll do configuration T. Config T. Alright, so now we're in the configuration terminal. So we'll go ahead and here inside our host name. So our host name we'll just set as core router. That'll work. Alright, and then we want to enable our password here for our enable mode. So let's call this class. Alright, and then we want to set our console password, so line console 0. Password we'll just set to class for now. We probably want that different. We'll do Cisco. Okay, so we have our password set as Cisco, login, exit. Perfect. Alright, and we want to encrypt our password so nobody can just pull a config file and steal it from us. So we'll do service password hyphen encryption. Alright, perfect. So we have our base router credentials set up. If you wanted to you could set like a banner, a login banner. I guess we can go ahead and do that real quick. So for that, we can do banner, MOTD, which is banner message of the day. You can just do something like unauthorized access is prohibited. Prohibited. Alright, that'll work. Alright, so next up, we want to start setting up our sub interfaces. And like I said, we're going to be using gigabit Ethernet 01 for our connection to our switch. So first we'll go ahead and bring up that port. So we'll go int GI0-1, no shutdown. Change state to up. That is exactly what we want. Then we can exit. Alright, so next we want to start setting up our sub interfaces. So we'll do interface GI0-1.10 for VLAN 10. So that changed state to up. We created that interface. We're going to do encapsulation.1Q10. Alright, then we want to set our IP address for our sub interface. So we'll do IP address 192.168.10.1 and then our subnet masks. Perfect. Exit. And then we will do the same thing for our remaining sub-interfaces. Alright, so there we have our sub-interfaces set up. So we can go ahead and check those by, we can exit configuration mode, and we can do show IP int. And then if you want to just show, just to see if they're open, you do show IP int include protocol. Yep, so we can see 1.10 is up, 1.20 is up, 1.30 is up, 1.40 is up, and 0.1 is up. So that is what we want to see. So next we'll get a switch. For this we're going to use a Cisco 2960. We're going to zoom out a little bit here for my sake. Alright, so on the switch we want to start configuring our VLANs. So we'll go ahead and get started here. So first off we want to just enter configuration mode. So enable config T, and then we want to start here with VLAN 10. And then we'll do name is guest, exit VLAN 20, name teachers, exit VLAN 30, name students, exit VLAN 40, name IT, exit. Alright, so then if we go back here and do show VLAN brief, we should be able to see our VLANs are set up. We got 10, 20, 30, 40, guest, teacher, students, IT, they're all active. So the next we need to assign our interfaces to the VLANs. So we're going to go ahead and assign our first 4 ports here to VLAN 10. We're going to skip 2. We're going to keep those for future use. And then we'll do 7 through 10 for VLAN 20, 13 through 16 for VLAN 30, and then we'll do 19 through 22 for VLAN 40. So we're in our CLI here. We'll go ahead and go down. We want to go back to our configuration terminal. And then we want to start configuring our interfaces. So we can do int range, and then any interface we put after this, we can do example fast Ethernet 0-1-4, and this is going to configure all 4 interfaces at the same time. So we want to bring all 4 up to start. No shutdown. So those are all turned on. We want to change those to access mode, and then we want to assign them to VLAN 10. So we'll do switch port access VLAN 10. And I had a typo. Not switch port, not switch port. Beautiful. So we will go ahead and do the same thing for ports 7 through 10, 13 through 16, and 19 through 22. Alright, so we got our VLANs all set up. So then we go ahead and do show VLAN, not VLAN, we want to show VLAN brief again. We should see ports 1 through 4 for VLAN 20 or VLAN 10. VLAN 20 has 7 through 10, VLAN 30 has 13 through 16, and VLAN 40 has 19 through 22. Perfect. Alright, so next we need to bring up our port that we're going to be connecting to our router. So we'll go ahead and connect Gigabit Ethernet 1 to Gigabit Ethernet 1. That already automatically went up when we plugged it in, so that is good. Now that port is back up, so we can go ahead and go back into our configuration terminal, and we need to enable trunking on port 1 for our inter-VLAN communication. So we will go to our interface GI0-1. We'll do no shutdown for good measure. Switch port mode trunk. So then we can exit there, and then we want to go ahead and copy our running config to our startup config. Perfect. All right, we have all of our ports are up. So next we're going to go ahead here and start creating our DHCP pools for each VLAN. So we will enter our configuration terminal. We want to go IP DHCP pool VLAN 10. All right, so then in here we want to assign our network address, which will be 192.168.10.0, and our subnet mask. Perfect. We want to assign our default router, which will be 192.168.10.1, and our DNS server, which will be 192.168.10.10. Exit, and then we will do the same thing for our other 3 VLANs. Right, and with that we have our DHCP set up on our router. So then if we exit this, we should be able to start putting in some end devices here and assigning some IPs to them. So right now we'll put in 1 PC per VLAN and 1 printer. So I separate these a little more. Alright, let's go ahead and add some tags here. So we'll do VLAN 10 here. Oh. These will be VLAN 20. VLAN 30. And VLAN 40. Alright, so then we can go ahead and start hooking up our connections here. So we can grab a copper straight through. We'll go from our switch fast Ethernet 1 to fast Ethernet 0, switch fast Ethernet 2 to fast Ethernet 0, switch fast Ethernet 7 to fast Ethernet 0, and so on and so forth. So we'll go 8 to printer. Next we have 13 to PC. Next we have 14 to printer. Next we have 19 to PC and 20 to the printer. So next we got to go through and set all of these to DHCP. Alright, and you can see now if we hover over our PC in our VLAN 10, you can see we have 192.168.10.2 and our printer should have 10.3. Then likewise, if we come over to VLAN 40, we should have 40.1 or 40.2 and 40.3. And then 30.2, 30.3. And it looks like that is all checking out. And then if we want to check for VLAN communication here, we can go ahead and try to ping our printer here. So we will go ahead and open that back up. Our printer is 10.3 on the IP, so we'll go desktop, command prompt. Usually the first ping always fails, but we'll see. 192.168, this one was 10.3. And we got a reply back from the printer in the same VLAN as our PC. So next we will try our inter-VLAN communication. We will try to ping our VLAN 40 PC here. So we'll do 192.168.40.2. And here we are probably going to fail the first time, and then we will try it again. Request timed out, and here we go, reply back. And there we have it, guys. So we have our router set up with our switch, with our 4 different VLANs, all with dynamically assigned IPs based off of the IP addresses we gave it in the router. So that's going to be the end of this video, guys. Thank you for watching. If you find this video helpful, please like and subscribe. If you have any recommendations for videos with either Python scripting or packet tracer or a combination of the two, please let me know in the comment section below. Thanks.